The Joy of Being Stupid, the podcast where critical thinking takes a coffee break and we let our brains run on autopilot. I'm Adam, and this is my equally unqualified co-host Nicola, and we are here to waste your time in the most entertaining way possible.
You won't leave smarter, although you might. You might leave smiling, or you might not. So sit back, embrace the nonsense, and let's celebrate the fine art of talking about absolutely nothing. Welcome to the next episode of The Joy of Being Stupid!
Yay! Welcome back.
I have pressed record, just in case you were wondering.
Yes, we're learning from our mistakes. And we're also, one thing we should mention as well is our technology skills are improving vastly. We've moved the mic closer because we've realized that if it's a little bit farther away, it's far harder for you guys to hear our beautiful voices. Oh, sorry about that. We just had a plane fly over for us.
It's really loud.
It is loud. Anyways.
And you can't tell that it's resting on a book.
Yes. And which is totally stable. It actually works really well.
But we have ordered a
splitter.
So
Yes.
we're going to have 2 mics soon. 2 mics. We are moving up. Every time you watch, something will improve. Maybe not the content.
Exactly.
But how you view it.
That's right. And eventually she's going to be traveling for a long time. Like three months, you said? Something like that?
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing like Zoom episodes, which we'll be talking over like while she's in Europe.
Yeah. That'll be interesting, hopefully. Yeah. You'll get different backgrounds and different time zones.
You have a little bit of lipstick in your teeth. Yeah, you're good.
Great.
But we had to help each other. I can't have her have the whole time.
You know what? Recently, so I have a Instagram account where they call it a certain thing. What do they call it? Like head something? I don't know. But it's just yeah, my private Instagram. No, where you just like talk at the camera. And I've done 2 now where they're similar to this in terms of I kind of just I get called to talk about something and I record. But 2 times now I've been recording and I watch it after and I've got something stuck in my teeth and I'm like,
so
one of them I just put up because I was like, no, what I was saying was, and I find it really challenging to repeat myself. Oh, that's the thing I learned recently actually. So I was watching an Instagram video from this woman, Flower for Daisies, who's like a astrological woman. I love her, she's great. But she was saying that if your sun is near something, I think if your sun is next to...
You like sun, not like child's sun.
Oh, yeah. Your sun in your birth chart, and your birth chart is like your blueprint of when you get... It's the planet's alignments at the time that you were born. And if your sun is next to, like... What is it? I think if your sun's right next to something, I can't remember the word for it, then you, like, sorry, I'm tongue-tied, you operate through speech. So the way that you understand things is through talking. And I was like, fuck, I bet you that's me. And I looked at my birth chart and yeah, my sun was right next to whatever it was. And I was like, it gave me some form of validation because I understand through speaking. So when I have a feeling and I say it, I get a greater understanding of what that thing means, which is why I find it very easy to free flow.
You're very good at that.
Yeah.
I'm not. I get tongue-tied. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm not good at flow. My speech doesn't flow that freely. My son must not be by that other thing.
Exactly. Your son's not by the thing. I'll figure out what it is. I think in every podcast I say, I'll figure it out and I'll let you know next time.
And we always forget.
And I always forget. But Adam, you're supposed to make a note of these things. You're the note taker.
I am.
You're the masculine energy.
Like organized, like the structure. I always come up with the topics, but we always disregard the topics and just talk about whatever.
Yeah, I mean they're useful though. Yeah. We use them as key markers.
Yeah.
And then somehow they go off on something.
So speaking of which, you wanted to mention to our however many viewers, 2 viewers.
5. I think we've got 5.
That they should interact and provide topics so that we can eventually draw topics or something like that.
In our last episode we had a wonderful interaction with one of our viewers and I really enjoyed it. It not only gave us another bullet point to work from, but also it educated us into a new topic, which hopefully means that it educated you unless you already knew about it or realised that what we were saying was totally wrong.
Did you fact check us?
Yeah, please fact check us and let us know if what we're saying is true or false.
Totally BS.
But yeah, we really appreciate the interaction, and yes, we're very good at coming up with things to say, but we love the interactive side. So thank you for your participation, and we are open arms welcoming more of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, did I tell you also, I was speaking to my best friend the other day, and I was like, have you watched the podcast? And she was like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Are we that embarrassing? Are we that hard to cringe? Are we that cringe?
But I think it's, first of all, she said something like, I don't know if I can see you in that different light or something. And I was like, you do realise I'm the same, there's no character here.
Yeah, exactly,
it's
it's
just
you.
me. But I wonder if she feels maybe the same way I do. So when I listen to it by myself, I'm like, oh, that's funny. Oh. But when I listen to it with someone else, I'm like, oh, this is so cringe. Oh my God, I can't believe, what am I talking about? Oh my gosh, my laugh.
Why am I saying that so open sexually? Yeah.
Oh, do you know a really great thing though? We were listening, I was in a car with two women, and we were listening to the sex podcast, our one, not someone else's, our sex episode podcast, and they both really related to something that I said, and that made me feel like there was another purpose other than I fucking love just hanging out and talking to you.
Yeah.
I find this really grounding, and I also find it kind of, yeah, it's a moment where I can get some kind of reflection on my week sitting talking to you. It's quite nice. But also, yeah, there was just a moment where something got shared and they both felt like seen and heard as well, and it brought about this kind of like, oh, that's like beautiful.
That's cute. That's what we want.
I think it was when I was talking about like rubbing. Oh, it was when I said I was a kid and I had a teddy bear that I used to rub on.
Oh my God.
They were like, oh, me too.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever did that, but not to.
Because you don't have a vagina.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because men are like penetrative and women are receptive.
Okay.
In more than just sexually. Like, you know, this idea that, yeah, men want to go out there and women want to get kind of, it's a whole thing of stuff, I don't know.
So I'm glad people are getting used to your sex talk, or your sex talk.
It's funny. Because, like, no one ever talks about that. No one talks about how they used to rub themselves when they were a kid on a teddy bear, because it's maybe embarrassing, or you don't think other people do. So the fact that suddenly it brought about this thing that maybe we had, like, shame around, and suddenly made it, like, a, moment of connecting. And, yeah. So, yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, also, when we have our European podcasts, I am going to do ayahuasca again.
Spell it. I'm just kidding.
AYUSHCA.
I spelled it IJ. I know this is not right, but I spelled it like IJAWASKA. Some stupid thing.
I couldn't spell it for ages either. I know loads of people are like, what is ayahuasca?
Yeah, it's an eye-opening experience, that's for sure. I've never done it, but I hear a lot about it.
Yeah, it's a form of plant medicine that I feel the purpose of it is to connect you to yourself and also like the cosmos, like the everyone.
Is that how? I think that might be how we got started talking about the sun and how it's a star and how it explodes into, and it can either be a black hole or something like that. So explain what you were talking about.
Yeah, so I went to Griffith's Observatory recently, and I went inside. I haven't been inside before, and it was fucking great. It was basically like fun science, like all the things that maybe I did get taught, but I can't remember anymore. But one of the bits I found fascinating, which I'm not sure if I did know. I know that stars are dead suns, right?
The sun's a star, right? So it's like...
Yeah, but it's once the sun's dead, I think. So stars are dead suns. I don't know. Anyway.
Don't fact check that.
I did learn stuff, I swear. But our sun at some point, it was really interesting. I think it said something like we were, like, the collection of energy, like, was it like something that created the sun? Like, the energy was like stuck in this circle, and that's what created the sun. So the sun then became the sun, and it's basically this energy velocity going whoa, 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 whoa. That's my own interpretation. And then at some point, that energy will explode, basically. So in billions of years, at some point, our sun will explode, and that energy of the explosion will get released. And there's 3 different types. So one, and these types have names, but I can't remember them. One of them creates the explosion, creates a black hole. Another one is it can create a nebula. And then the other one is just like, it's a name of a star, which is like loads of stars that are just kind of like the ones that don't twinkle or anything, they're just a star. But that's fascinating, because now when you look at the stars, you can think that they all used to be suns that were, well, all suns must have been burning on fire things then.
Really? Because I mean, like, I know, because like, I think when things like break up, they go off at like, because like our Earth was like part of another thing like a long time ago. Like, when it breaks up, that's what forms the planet. I could be wrong, but I thought that's what happens. Like, things break up, and then that's how the different objects in the solar system are.
Well, they can't, I don't think the stars are just objects. They have to have some kind of energy in them. That's what makes them.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know there's also a meteoroid like heading for Earth?
Oh, I heard that, but I think there was supposed to be one that had a really small chance of hitting us, but then I think they said that that's not going to happen.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what like all these films are made from. Because so is it called the Palisades? No, that's a place here.
It's here.
Yeah, there's a meteor shower every year that comes across us. So it's a perfect time to go see loads of shooting stars. But that's the meteoroid that's coming towards us. So when it comes at a certain point, there's loads of stars, shooting stars, and they're the bits that come off the asteroid.
As they're entering the atmosphere, to burn up.
But they're shooting stars. That's different from a star, is it?
Yeah, because those are the ones that are falling.
But you can see them in fire, though.
Yeah.
They're like, I watched one, and it was like I could see the fire on the.
It's really pretty. It's really pretty and fascinating.
I'm going to do a science course.
Yeah.
Or maybe go to the Griffith Observatory again and like remember it.
I remember I learned about all this like that was like years ago, and so like that knowledge is like gone.
I know, and I think when I learned it, I didn't think it was that interesting, but now I'm like, this shit's interesting.
Speaking of energy, didn't you say that you said something once like about how your energy it determines your eye color, or your eye color is determined by your energy? Or how is that?
So there was like an Instagram advert. I'm a sucker for an Instagram advert that I saw the other day, and it was trying to sell me something, and I didn't. But it was talking about how your eye color can represent like some kind of like your spiritualness or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. So I watched a YouTube video for a bit, and my eyes are blue. So yours said something like people with blue eyes represent water and air, and water is known to be like you're more emotional. Air, I think it represents you being very much in your mind a lot, and yeah, people with blue eyes can be more easily connected to the spiritual realms, I think was what I was saying. Sounds kind of like dog shit to me, to be honest with you, because I read another book, which I haven't finished, this is a book this time, by Bill Bryson, known author also, and what's it called?
Shout out to Bill.
Shout out to Bill! The guide is something like The Guide to Being Human, and it's fascinating. I stopped reading it because it was really going in depth about like, I want to say germs, but it was something like that. And it was interesting, but it got a bit sciencey. I should read it again. But it was talking about eye colour.
She doesn't like a lot of words. So.
Too many words.
Too many words.
It was talking about eye colour, and do you know that blue eyes is quite a recent evolution within the human body? Really? It's only like a couple of thousand years old.
Wow.
And they don't know why. So other eye colours have, I think they have a specific, like, reasons why we're human, reasons why we evolve certain ways, all have a point and a purpose, right? Which I think is everything. Everything has layers. But with the blue eyes, they were saying that they can't actually figure out really an evolutionary reason. The only one they could come up with was the fact that it would make people more pretty. Like, it like brought about a different tribe.
It was like it was just another way to like attract a mate. Maybe?
Yes, that's a much better way of putting it.
So that you could procreate.
Yeah, because otherwise it's like very much like based on like tribal stuff and like maybe where you're born. But they put it really interesting. But I was like, I didn't even realize that was a later color that came into.
Me neither.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. But I know it's based on genetics, so maybe it's also something just like shifted in a gene that would mutate it or something like that, and along the way, and then just got passed on. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's fascinating.
Yeah, me neither.
So one thing we have been forgetting to mention is crazy things that happen to Nicola. I know.
Shit, I don't. Do I have any?
Well, I know you're going kickboxing because you're trying to get in shape for.
No.
No. No. Oh no, we're not doing that. I just think you're going on a trip somewhere, but anyways, I guess that's not important. We're not saying where or why or anything like that. So, anyways,
what exciting things is Nick? No, what it was one. It's not what was that the subject? What exciting things has Nicola been doing?
Or what crazy things has
what
she
crazy things? Yeah, have I made up that I'm doing?
Yeah.
Because in our last episode we didn't say anything.
No, we didn't talk about you just went on a skiing trip or snowboarding.
Yeah, I went snowboarding.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just normal shit, really. I mean, I did loads of. I went to the Grand Canyon. I went wild camping. It was fucking freezing.
Yeah.
Also,
I've still never been there.
My weird thing happened to my car where my key broke, so it was like have you ever had this? I was like driving on the freeway and my alarm starts going off while I'm driving.
Oh god.
Yeah, like beep, 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 like while I'm driving. So I think my car thinks that I've stolen it. That was fun.
Oh, really? One quick. I just thought about something. My elephant in the room. I'm wearing my Dolly shirt because this is my diva. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's really cute. Just had to represent.
How many times have you been to Dolly World?
Dollywood,
sorry.
Get it right, babe. I've only been there once, but that was actually like it was one of the best theme parks that I've ever been to because it's like you would think that it's just a theme park, like it's just you go there and you see Dolly rides or Dolly merchandise or whatever, but it's a legit like amusement park. So like she put a lot of money into these rides, and they're like epic rides. So it's like it has like I love Dolly, so it has the elements of her and shows about her life and stuff like that. But it was really really cool.
Why do you love her so much?
I just love her essence, like her music is all like love, and she's all about love and like loving everyone, treating everybody the same, and just even though she doesn't get political, like she just stays positive about everything. So which I love that, and her music's just really good and happy. And
what was your favorite ride at the Dollywood,
Dollywood? It was the Screaming Eagle. I can't remember the name of the ride, but it was like one where you are like hanging, and it's like an eagle. So flying, and it's just really cool, and it's like it goes super fast. I went on one ride twice because my friends didn't want to go again because it was so fast. Like they shoot you up to like 160 miles an hour. Wow. It just starts and it just goes. It was like insane. I did not expect that.
160 is really fast.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Did you go upside down?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like. I was just like, afterwards, I was like, whoa, did that really just happen? And it just happens so fast too, and the ride's like over.
Yeah.
But it was
10 seconds later, done.
So I had to go do it again. But anyway, so that was an amazing trip.
Have you ever been to the Madonna? That hotel? The Madonna?
That's the name of the hotel?
Yeah, I think so.
Where
Fact check me.
Where's that at?
In California. Los Angeles, the Madonna Hotel.
And is it based off the singer Madonna?
No, but it just looks really cool, like really stylistically. Like it's It's like a hotel that I would love to build, but I'd do it better. Just so you know, if anyone wants to fund me, I will design you the best motherfucking hotel the world has ever seen.
Just look out for all the eggs.
And that, yeah. Oh, and that's another idea. I'd love to have an egg motel. Ooh. Also, if anyone would like to fund me to make an egg motel,
I think that'd be great.
It would be a great attraction. If I had the money, dude, I would kid it out. Look, some people have the money and no ideas. Other people have all the ideas and no money. So, just saying, I'm a hard worker, I've got all the ideas, I just lack the cash. What's that thing? The Grumer's effect, the Grummer's effect, the...
Dunning-Kruger effect.
Dunning-Kruger effect.
Yes. Should overstate the under...
No, I was understating at first, and then I didn't overstate. I stood in my ground and said what I could do.
We're recycling old information.
We're just making sure you're paying attention.
That's
Plus,
right.
I'm trying to actually learn the things that we're learning by reusing them.
So you're going to be in Europe for like 3 months. You're doing Glastonbury, right?
Yeah, and ayahuasca.
And ayahuasca. Oh, you're doing that when you're on your in Europe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought
in
that.
Spain.
But for some reason, I thought that you guys do that. You do that in like the south, like in like the islands or something like that. Like you have to go.
Some people do it in like Brazil or South America, which is I think where it originates from.
That's probably
like
right.
our medicine's from Brazil. I think there's other ones in like South America. But I do it in Spain. But they get the medicine. They travel over to a tribe in Brazil and get it.
Okay.
But yeah.
Because you have to do like you go to a retreat, or because like you can't just do that in your ayahuasca in your apartment or something like that, right?
No,
like,
I think it's really important to be in like a held space, basically. But I'm excited to be able to talk about it before and then talk to you about it after and see.
Because you've done it before, so you kind of know what to expect, right?
Well, I did it last year, and it's quite funny because I know what to expect in terms of I'm going to the same place, so I understand the setup. I have had an experience, but I'm almost more nervous now than I was last time. You know, like sometimes when you don't know things, you're nervous, but then when you know, like, imagine the first time you're ever on stage, you're like nervous because you don't even know.
Yeah.
And then you do it, and you're like, amazing, I did it. That was like incredible. But you also know that you were really fucking nervous beforehand. So next time you go to do it, you're like, I know I'm going to be really nervous. I know that it will be okay, but also I know that I'm going to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's that same idea. Like, I know that I will make it through, but I also know that it will be uncomfortable, and I also am nervous of like what information will get shared with me, because I still don't know that. I know that whatever information gets given to me will be of benefit and useful for me, but I don't know what that is, which is scary. Yeah. And I will probably puke a little bit, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about it, is that you like throw up and you're like, it's very emotional. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I wanted this.
Yeah, release of emotions is good. Although it wasn't very emotional for me when I did it. I did puke, not very much, but it's funny also the things that we focus on. So like when I've done 2 Vipassanas, which are
what's that?
It's a form of meditation from like the ancient words of Buddha. And there's like centers all over the world. You go, it's all donation based, which is how I ended up there, because I don't like places where you have to go spend $3,000. It feels to me like it's a money making scheme. Whereas this is like you give A, what you can afford, or B, what you think it's worth, which if you have a great experience, which you should do, you feel like you want to help and contribute, you know?
Right.
But anyway, it's 10-day silent meditation. And I was so focused on this 10-day silence that the sitting and meditating for like 10, 12 hours a day, I didn't even think about. I was like, but that was the hard bit. Being silent was easy. Yeah. So it's the same with the ayahuasca. We focus on, being sick, that's gross, like that's going to be terrible. And that's like, that was nothing? No, it's like not a thing at all. But the actual experience is the other thing, you know, where you're like, did I tell you that I'm thinking about doing, or I want to do, the Pacific Crest Trail?
No, what's that?
It's, you walk from Canada all the way to Mexico. So, all the way down.
Oh, wow. You walk?
Yeah.
How long does that probably takes a while.
6 months.
6 months?
Yeah.
Oh my God. We're not gonna be. We're not gonna.
Bye, Adam.
I know we're not gonna be able to do a podcast over that time.
We'll just take a 6-month break,
Okay.
or we'll just pack them up beforehand.
Yeah, we'll get
Yeah.
2020 done in like in
yeah.
a couple days.
But for that, I'm focused on. I'm like, shit. I think the walking is gonna be. No, what was the one that I was worried about? I think I was worried about. I'm not worried about the walking. I'm worried about like getting lost or like eaten by a bear.
Are there other people going with you, or you're by yourself?
No, I want to do it by myself.
Oh my god, why? That's so crazy. Okay. I would
Crazy things, Nicola?
Yeah, crazy things, Nicola. These crazy ideas Nicola has.
Yeah, I really want to do it by myself.
Oh my god, good for you. Not me.
Hopefully I come back.
I want to go alone for 6 months with no contact with people.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that sounds terrible.
But I'm not focused on the walking, so I reckon the walking is going to be the bit that's really challenging, maybe.
Yeah.
How difficult can walking be?
No, that's true. Like walking that far every day, though, for 6 months.
Yeah, maybe.
That's gonna be like, wow. Because I mean, I have friends that have done the AIDS life cycle, which is so they bike from San Francisco to LA, which that's pretty far. But they go like a certain amount of miles a day, and then they stop, and then they camp, and then they go a certain amount of miles the next day, and then they camp, and then they just until they get back down here, and that's like a lot smaller distance than that, and you're walking, so that's just like you're gonna be like exhausted by the time you're done, like. Your legs are gonna fall off.
After that, all I do is I just go. Maybe I should go for a spa holiday after that, where I just lie down.
Yeah, you'll need one after that.
Get foot massages.
Your feet are gonna be gnarly.
Yeah, no one's ever gonna love me again. Be like, oh, your feet are gross. I'll be like, yeah, but I walked from fucking Canada to Mexico.
You're gonna be look at these legs.
I'll be so skinny. I'll be like, no, let's see.
And you're already thin, so you're gonna be like disappear.
Yeah, save me. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to do it next year because that's when Glastonbury's not on.
How would that even work though? Because there can't be a restaurant every like.
No.
So it's like, how are you gonna eat? Like, are you gonna have to just like?
You carry it.
Carry it.
Or I think some
and
people.
Then stock up like every so once in a while, every so whenever you see a store.
Yeah, I think the longest distance you go is like about 10 to 12 days. I read somewhere that the longest distance you go without seeing anything is 10 days.
Okay.
But that's quite a lot for water and food, carrying it.
Yeah.
But I think some people also like pre-stock things, so you can like hide things like up trees.
Okay.
And then just hopefully make it to that bit and remember where it is.
Oh God.
So you can eat.
Well, when you end up dead, and I'm just kidding. Please don't die. I need a podcast partner. But it sounds amazing. You have a blast.
I don't know. I was speaking to this other guy, and he was like, "You're gonna get so bored."
I think so. You don't have me to entertain you.
But I think that's part of it. Part of it is it's almost like going on a pilgrimage, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like getting rid of everything and like having nowhere to hide. Like you're just with yourself in nature, and just having to deal with all of that and what comes from it, and to then come back into the world and have more discernment, have more awareness, have more, I don't know, understanding of myself and nature. And I don't know, it would take a while to adjust back to being in the world, maybe.
Yeah, I don't need that much interaction with nature. Understanding of, like, I'm good, it's right there. Hi.
I might take a little dictaphone.
What's that?
You record your voice.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
And then I'll pay someone in India or somewhere to like transcribe it, like type it out, and it will become a book.
AI can do that.
Oh yeah, AI. I don't even have to pay someone in a
just tell you
third world country to give them like hardly any money in comparison to doing it here, where it would cost a lot of money. What's about that? Well, how do you feel about that? It's wealth distribution, no?
Yeah.
Is it? But then you're not distributing to, like, you. Like, what is it? Like, the fisherman that goes and fishes for his village, you maintain the economy through that. Like, you go out and you fish, you bring back 10 fish, the people in the village buy that fish, you get the money from that, do you know what I mean? It's like a little ecosystem.
Yeah.
Big trawler goes out, takes all the fish, distributes it all over the world, one person makes all the money. It's not that though, is it, if you're distributing to, I don't know. Is it bad to get people in foreign countries to do things for less money than you would do here?
Yeah, kind of, because you're not giving them the profitability that they deserve, I guess. But I mean, at least, I don't know.
But then that's the problem with the film industry right now. They're going everywhere where it's cheaper.
That's true.
And then could I be right in being about like, but they have more money than me? I don't know. But then anyone could say that, couldn't they?
Yeah.
Like, if it's all about money, it shouldn't all be about money. It should be about more than just money.
Right.
There should be ethics and ethos and all those things in it too. Like and subscribe!
Like and subscribe. Remember that, kids.
Remember, if you like us, subscribe to us. If you subscribe to us, like us.
Yeah.
Also, if you
Share.
subscribe, then you won't ever miss an episode, because we release the episode every other week, just so you know, on a Thursday. Every second Thursday, we release one of these beautiful podcasts.
You get to hear our lovely voices. See, sometimes, if you're depending on where you're watching, see our lovely faces.
Yeah, you can watch us either on YouTube or on Spotify.
And I'll make sure Nicola doesn't have lipstick in her teeth.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it.
Okay, well, I think that's our show.
Yeah, that's our show. Number
6.
6.
This
Wow.
is number 6.
Yeah.
We're moving right along.
People can't believe it when I say I've got a podcast. They think I've just done it. I'm like, we're on 6,
We're on
motherfucker.
episode 6. Yeah.
All right.
Tune in.
Yeah.
All right.